Ah, oh, goodbye Facebook. I'm still on TikTok, but you see Facebook, you don't know who's viewing your stuff. You only know who's liking it, or who's like putting or like artificial love anyway. You know that heart thing when you hold down the like button, and you've got these options of a heart or an angry face or a smiley face because you're laughing at them, or a thumbs up. And yeah, I think there's another one. The last time I used to put my feelings and stuff on Facebook. Well, not very often, but not like, and it wasn't like real deep stuff. It was just like thoughtful stuff, and that ended many years ago. Well, at least a handful of years ago, anyway. And past couple of years, I've just been posting up when good things happen, and I realised that because everyone's got haters, the biggest form of hate is when they, if you had like, you put out like 7 things a week on your social media, and none of them get any likes or anything, maybe like you do that, and maybe like 1 in every 10, or hello, how are you? Good day for a day. I like the overcast. It's the best ones, unless you go for a swim. Yeah, and so it's, what is it? And that's the case, and you only get like 1, maybe even 2 people like it. No one gives it a heart or anything. Whilst in the past you might have done that, and you might have got like 10 likes and 10 hearts, and maybe you your life got better, and you stopped being unemployed for long periods of time, and then you ended up basically working full time on average 10 months a year for the past 6 years or something, and then that's when it all went all pear-shaped for me. It all went from like, about 10 likes or something like that, or hearts as well as thumbs up, to nothing once that started happening. And then you have like 7, you put up 7 posts in a week, or 7 posts in 2 weeks like you used to, and all of a sudden it's you're getting no reaction at all. And then people that you used to talk to, you ring up, they don't want to talk anything. Hey buddy. Yeah, so I didn't really think that as a threat though, and I thought, oh yeah, they're probably just going their own way. But the thing is you don't know who's viewing it. You only know who likes it or hearts it. And so, even if you have friends only, when you see that, it's not really friendly, is it? It's not what you would call friends. And if it's only your friends, you're still good. For me, it was about 500 people seeing this stuff. And you wonder why some things in your life go pear-shaped. You had, and all you did was put up something positive that's about to happen. You got planned up, and then all of a sudden these... Hey mate! You bump into some people that you didn't knew some of those people from Facebook that live in your area, and all of a sudden those plans go a bit pear-shaped. Extra obstacles get thrown your way, and even in some cases you have to just put those plans on the back burner for the next few months or few weeks or something because of all these obstacles being thrown at you, and when you put it on the back burner for a while, they think that you're giving up on it, but it's just a matter of working through your priorities and the things that have been, the relational situations that have been thrown your way since you started putting those positive things online. And that's when I realised it's just, so I stopped even doing that. I just, at least the past year, probably longer than that, it's just been like, I went to see this movie today, or I'm going to see this movie, or I went to this game. There's no like posting up about things I'm excited for or happy times, or just things that I've got to do with my hobbies, that may not be doing myself, but it's about celebrities and those hobbies or whatever. And I find it real interesting and entertaining. I'll post it. Just going for a walk for nature. Here's the bit of a little area there. And I'm just gonna, I could go uptown. I went uptown yesterday. I welcomed myself to this new area by sheltering myself lunch, and I also went to like this little pub place, and I had 2 drinks and drove home. I'm not going to make that a regular thing, it just makes me feel welcome. But, it doesn't mean I'm going to go there weekly, but it's just a custom I have when I'm like staying somewhere for a week or a month, or if I move there, it's just take myself out. Maybe someday on the first week I'm there, I'll take myself out for lunch. Maybe even do that twice, like one lunch, one dinner, and I'll also take myself to a bar and have either 1 or 2 drinks. It's just and then that's it, and then leave it, and then go about my business for whatever I'm doing for that week or month or however long I'm staying there. Goodbye Facebook. I deleted the app, I disabled it off my phone.
Keep up.
But with the TikTok, it shows you how many views you have, and you push on the views, and it shows you every person that's seen it. So how many people have seen it. You're not just relying upon how many people liked it or gave you that artificial heart, unless of course they're being real genuine, which is, I find with my generation, it's I love this band because they've done a really good couple of songs or something. Now obviously we're getting older, but I'm in my early 30s now, but even in my late teens, early 20s, I wouldn't really say I loved the band until they had released 2 albums that I really enjoyed. I wouldn't just be like, they released these 2 songs. I discovered them like a month ago and they released 2 songs that I like. I love them. And it's like that with and people loving your profile. It's like, okay, some of them might actually do, but a lot of them don't. It's operating out of emotion, and all love starts off with emotion, but that is also followed up with action. So I've been accustoming myself to this new area. I at least go out for at least 1 walk a day, and I just start walking on the streets, and then I'll go here, I'll go there, and see what I come across. And now I've been walking across this lovely long piece of grass and coming up to a bit of a forestry area because I came through here before I talk to you guys. When I say forestry, I mean like it's forest and stuff. So yeah, goodbye to Facebook. I only have TikTok. In TikTok I don't put any like, wow, I do put perspectives on here, but very careful, like, you know, which ones, and I don't put like my life goals and all that type of stuff. Maybe something I've been planning for a couple of months or something, and then but I won't give us specific details. I'll just say that I'm working on something or something like that, but I won't go into any more detail. I think I did once, but that was in regard to what I've already done now. So yes. Alright, so yeah, goodbye to Facebook, hello to this new region. I'm only on TikTok. I don't barely anyone watches this, but all good. And on TikTok, I can see how many views that I have. Everyone can on TikTok. It's one of the things that makes TikTok better. And it's all video recording, and it's got, you know, sounds you can use and all that type of stuff too, and other effects. So yeah, I can view. I know how many views I get because everyone on TikTok knows that, and we all know exactly who's watching, even if none of them give a like or a heart or anything. We know who's watching, and that makes things a lot better, you know, because you know how many views you're getting. You can look at all the profiles of every person that viewed your stuff, and it makes things much more safer than Facebook. Okay, people. Now, obviously, I don't know how to do it because I have changed my SIM card. A bit of a forestry area coming up here. I changed my SIM card, which means that not only did I lose all the contacts from Hawke's Bay, except for basically just Winds Police and the two groups that were helping me with my healing. Apart from that, no one else has contact with me from Hawke's Bay. Oh, yeah, and the working agency I was working for, they're based in Auckland, but they were looking at starting up a branch in Hawke's Bay, so they got my number too, but no one else. And on Messenger I can still message very few friends that I do have from Hawke's Bay. I'm holding it this way because it might give away a bit of information of where I'm at, because I'm not saying that everyone knows, but if you put it this way, it's like, it's walking amongst forests, which is true, but then the scenic areas change and stuff like that, and there's other stuff and signs and houses. Those houses won't, as you guys saw, won't give away anything. So yeah, goodbye Facebook, hello to this new region. I'm going back to Taekwondo because just the way how things worked out, eh? I did Taekwondo for 2 years and MMA for 2 months. Then I did pro wrestling for 2 years. In the space of 2 years of doing Taekwondo, I actually entered multiple tournaments, both regional and national. And in the space of 2 years of pro wrestling, I didn't even get a debut. So I take that as in like, oh yeah, I thought it was cool for me, but it turns out that it's just not for me, you know? Because the only reason I got into it was, oh yeah, I watched all the episodes until I was about 20 years old because I found it very entertaining. I was doing rugby league and all this other stuff, but it was rugby league, rugby. Those were the sports that I remained consistent in at that time period. And in my 20s, I used to watch all the pay-per-view matches. Like the pay-per-view shows. Because they used to have Raw and SmackDown. Those were 2 episodes every week, 4 weeks, and then they'll have a pay-per-view. And so, in my 20s, I was the guy who watched the pay-per-views. And if I found out that one of my favourites, one of the mainstays, had a match against someone that I thought was entertaining on one of the weekly shows, then I'll watch that specific match as well. But yeah, it's totally different. Like it's choreography, timing, all that type of stuff. So when people say wrestling's fake, it's choreographed. So can't really apply it in a real life situation like martial arts, but it is very physical, and you are throwing yourself down onto a ring. It's a very, very slight. It's probably about half as hard as a boxing ring. About half as solid as a boxing ring. But you're still being thrown onto that, even though you're learning how to land. It still takes a toll, and takes a lot of talent and skill to do. But yeah, you got to do it. There's choreography and sequencing, and there's you have to remember every move like a show. It's not just stink on the spot and take out the other guy, which I didn't think it was going to be take out the other guy anyway, because I knew it was choreographed. But yeah, sometimes you think something's really for you and it's not, I didn't even have one match in that whole 2-year period. Taekwondo, we did 2 years. I ended up going to nationals, and performing in the regionals and other things like that, And my tutors didn't want me to go at the time, but I had some questions I wanted to get answered. I look at it that way because I was thinking, oh yeah, this one's bigger and better, like MMA, and then. Hey guys.
Hello.
How's your day going? Nice walk?
Great walk.
Oh, awesome. But the thing is what got me off MMA was I was doing it for self-defense, but after 2 months of doing that twice a week, there was a 2-week period where I could barely walk because my body had been hammered by all the training we were doing on the bags. So I was thinking, oh, that's not very good for self-defense, well it is, but if you can't, if you're walking like this, if you're like standing up straight and walking like this, and it takes you twice as long to walk places, and half the time your Achilles starts making clicking noises, and that goes for 2 weeks. That's not fun. Taekwondo is a limited. Well, it's not limited. It's a martial art where in the sport you do kicks only, but in the self-defense they incorporate evasions, as well as takedowns, as well as punches with the kicks. And out of all the martial arts, Taekwondo is the most powerful kicks because the sport itself is focused around kicks only. So out of the kicking part of martial arts, Taekwondo is the most effective and most powerful because they specialise in that. Muay Thai, they do that as well as punches and elbows and knees, so their kicks aren't as powerful as a Taekwondo fighter. But if a Taekwondo fighter has not done anything except for Taekwondo, has a match against a Muay Thai guy, starts throwing punches or elbows, he's going to lose. Simple. But if he can get the Muay Thai guy to play the kicking game, Taekwondo guy is going to win. But then yet again, if he's had training and other things, But I just find this is very interesting, you know, because in the end of the day, anything can happen, but at the same time, you've got to enjoy yourself, you know, and yeah. Hey guys! Hello. Hey. And so, yeah, 2 years of experience of Taekwondo versus my 2 years experience of pro wrestling. I had a lot more success in Taekwondo. And here in the place I'm staying at, the nearest wrestling place is like over half an hour away, which is not that long. But they said they don't have any training classes because they don't have a school. They don't have a gym they train at. They just sometimes, like, they get people from all these places that are training all the time and just say, hey, let's have a show, and they do a show, but they don't actually have any training sessions themselves. They got all these other guys who are already trained up, been in the game for ages. And so yeah, that's what they do. As for Taekwondo, yeah, there's about 3 clubs of Taekwondo and about within the half an hour drive of where I stay. So there you go. Hey. I have 3 full-time permanent job interviews. 1 tomorrow, 2 on Tuesday. And I have years of experience in these areas that I'm applying for. So, yes. Everything comes together, guys. Everything comes together. And I am more than 4 hours outside the region of Hawke's Bay. Hey, boo. Hello, how are you? Don't worry, I'm talking to someone that's facing this way. Yeah, so that's what is happening, guys. And it's so you guys keep your fellas' heads up. I still got some more walking to do, and I'm enjoying it, as you guys can see. And another thing was, I always wanted to see the All Blacks versus the Wallabies, but it was just never happened. Now they got a All Blacks versus Wallabies here in New Zealand. So I thought I'll just go this time, you know, I'll take the trip down to go and see it. Alright. See you guys later. Bye bye. See you later, Facebook. And looks like Taekwondo is more for me than pro wrestling, but I'll go with my intuition on that one. So for the time, yeah, it's right. I gave it a 2-year go and didn't even get 1 match. And that's just because it's a different skill set. But I can tell my childhood self that I trained as a pro wrestler. You know how you're watching it twice a week, Daniel? Until you're 20 years old, Daniel. You trained as one yourself for 2 years. Didn't give you a match, but hey, that's just because, you know, you're more better at martial arts than that stuff.